All right, welcome back to the final 9 holes here for the Michigan State Championships here in Saginaw, Michigan. We are at the Wicks Woods course, my favorite course here of this tournament, and we didn't see it last year, so I'm super stoked to see it this year. Really some good shooting from our cards so far. Tim, Andrew, and Ziggy all having 5 birdies in the front 9. Tim just kind of that unlucky bogey at the end. Mitchell just a little bit behind the pace there, but still in position to strike as we take a look into hole 10. And my co-commentator, Andrew Marwede, how about you tell us what to do here?
This is one of the trickier holes, coming in at 359 feet. See that path off to the right is out of bounds, so a safe play would be a backhand hyzer. It's not really going to get you a close putt though, so if you're looking for a mid-circle 2 putt is the play, but some of the locals or forehand dominant players might try a forehand flex to get super close.
Yeah, the OB on the right side, you just got to be careful not pushing too deep, because that path right past that big tree is OB.
It goes all the way up there too, yeah. So Ziggy's doing the smart play, just doing a nice stock hyzer. Going to give himself, it's a little short, so it'll be a longer putt for birdie, but I don't think Ziggy's in the mood to take any bogeys right now, so he's playing that smart.
Yeah, only a couple strokes back from you. You're going for it.
Yeah, it was so close, just a tad bit turned over.
Tree.
Yeah.
Destroyer again?
Yeah, that was on my flippier one.
Got Mitchell here, also going to go with the forehand. This looks low enough. And catches that last tree.
That was a good line too. That tree is honestly in a good spot because you want to get that turned over because you know distance driver is going to have that reliable finish and you do not want to mess with that OB off to the right. Which I'm honestly kind of surprised that Tim did go with the forehand. Right. You know, having that big lead of
6.
Hard to say if he was trying to birdie it or not, but fortunately just gets straight knocked down. Should be a pretty routine up and down for par.
The Mando, too, on that stamp is just for the baseball diamond. It's not a tree specifically that was a Mando. They just didn't want you throwing over the baseball field.
Right, yeah, which I'm not even sure why you would want to do that anyways, but...
Hey, I was at the tournament. You never know what I might do.
I mean, if it's a forehand gap, I'm always down to try, so... Mitchell going with this, I think it was an intended skip shot maybe, but just left it out too wide.
Just had 0 ground action now.
Yeah.
Tim's still in a great spot. Nice soft low flick. Yeah, that's textbook. Ziggy, who is the closest one of us on the drive.
Yeah, still about
2.
65 maybe.
Edge of circle 2. Nice little half bid probably.
Yeah, half bid for sure.
Mitchell with a tester here. He needs avocado powers to activate. And they do.
That's a big putt too. You got to think, Chase Carter was not too far behind him, so trying to maintain a 4th place finish at a Michigan A tier would be fantastic.
Yeah, we know guys like Ryan Anderson are starting to catch fire here.
You have a little front 9 check-in for us or something like that?
I don't have it in exactly. Unfortunately, they don't tell us that. I can't research that unless I do a lot of extra work.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But it was factual that Ryan Anderson did shred the front 9. I don't have the exact numbers, but he is on the run.
The front 9, I can tell you that. He shot 6 down on the front 9.
So just above pace, it's a lead card. Yeah. You have hole 11, one of the easier holes, coming in at 199 feet. Just because it's easy doesn't mean it's a gimme. Very tricky line. You'll see some little backhand hyzers, forehand and hyzers, anything to get through that inside gap and give yourself a look.
The drone flight is not the gap you'll take. I went the wide gap with the drone because I didn't know what people are doing, but it's
just too far to the left. You go outside, and
they said it used to be that. Oh, you catch that big tree first.
I couldn't believe I threw it that wide. It's just one of those holes where you expect to hit it with ease, and it's a little tighter than it looks. So it's you expect to hit it, but you don't always hit it.
Yeah, the camera always adds 10 pounds and 10 feet.
Facts.
Every time. I know Tim was very conflicted on his play here.
I was kind of surprised seeing forehand turnovers. I know because I played a practice round with Ryan Anderson, and he did it, and he's a local, so it must be a play, but I just kind of seems more of like a pushing backhand putter hyzer. Makes more sense, but
this is your putting putter here.
This is, I didn't really want the pig to
come back.
Hyzer back. It was a very tricky shot, and I was pretty relieved, honestly, because I would have been very upset to take a bogey on this hole.
Yep, did a nice job approach there. Mitchell is in this spot on the left, which is a common kick spot, and you can find yourself with a tricky upshot Well, a couple trees that you have to contend with, but he also does a nice job getting nice and close. Tim here in a very compromised position from the ground. He's practicing that kind of lean forward putt.
Maybe like a nose up spinny hyzer. I don't know if he's trying to go under that or what, but he thinks he has a line. I guess he does.
Yeah.
That was incredible. He lasered that too. That was
not stopping anytime soon.
No, that was a good putt, Tim. Good putt.
Ziggy here a little short and in that kind of ditch early of the basket, and he cleans up his birdie as well. Hole played as negative 2.4, so you guys played better than average here. Was averaging a 1 birdie 3 par per card, but you guys are doing pretty well with it. As we get ready for hole 12 now.
Yeah, 345 feet, hole 12. Another one of those ones where it's like, par 3.5. You're really not going to get to the pin off a drive. A smart play would be a nice little chip shot backhand hyzer, or the more aggressive forehand and hyzer that kind of slowly pans out. I don't really think you're going to get in circle 2 putting range, but you might get to like 100 feet, so it'll be a no-brainer 3. So anything to make sure you don't go too wide. I think that road is out of bounds right, so.
It was just one of them, it wouldn't be quite as crazy.
Ziggy on with the forehand going inside.
I think that was pretty good. Actually, that was a good tree. That was going to fade out a little bit, but, good enough shot that would have worked out either way.
Tim now following suit. He's going higher, though.
Higher, more angle, gives it more time to pan out slowly, so that was actually the better preferred route to take.
Sure.
And advance up the fairway pretty far.
All right, what Firebird is this?
This is the flippiest one.
Oh, this is 1.
Yeah, this is 1. You don't see her too often.
1 does not come out very often at all.
Didn't quite.
Early
Should have thrown
tree.
2. Didn't quite pan quick enough, but in the middle.
Should have thrown 2. Is that what you said?
Should have thrown 2.
Good old reliable 2. And Mitchell going with the outside gap there. Works out for him, puts him back in the fairway, but was kind of surprised to see that.
Yeah, it was a good tree to keep him in the middle, so he'll have this kind of forehand flex route up to the basket. Only about a little less than 200 feet, I would guess. So, very manageable.
Oh, he's going to a knee.
Juiced it, I think. Ooh.
Yeah, he did. He's done that a couple times where he's just juiced a...
Maybe he's trying to throw it a little bit lower and like slide it up, I think, but those are too high. But decent tree direction to keep him edge circle as Ziggy lines up this little backhand skip shot, which is perfect.
That's exactly what you want to do from Ziggy, and you just got to follow suit now with your AVR 3.
Yeah.
That beautiful swirly AVR Star 3.
Forget. Oh, yep, that's the AVR 3. Yep.
Come on, how do I know your bag better than you?
I don't even remember. This was a while ago. This tournament. So.
That's true. A month ago. Tim, best drive of the group. Still well over 100-foot putt here. And that looks spicy from his spot.
That was a great run.
I will say that there was 1 birdie on the hole.
Really? Wow.
There was, by Garrett Wellman. I am not sure if it was a throw-in or not. I'm sorry, I failed you, Marwede.
That's okay. I'm still very impressed with the 2 on this hole, so great job to you.
Congratulations to him. All right, we're getting down closer now to the second half of the back 9, which in my mind is probably the easier part of this back 9. Shorter stretch, a little more tackable, so I'll see probably a couple more birdies from you guys as we... Not many more holes like this where we're 3.5s.
Exactly, yeah.
A few more score differentiating holes for us. Starting off with hole 13, 249, 76 meters, par 3. I imagine, for me as a backhand player, I'm throwing something like a Meteor or a Stingray, something that'll hold that turnover line a little bit and stay right. But you also have the forehand gap there. I'm imagining you're throwing a stable pig.
Yeah, you can go outside that tree left, or like you said, even if it's like a flex backhand to go on the right side of that tree. Pretty much whatever you're the most confident with, you're gonna stick with on this hole. And Ziggy's gonna go with that low flexing forehand that'll skip back to the basket and does so just well.
Is that a fairway?
I'm assuming that's a Raptor. I don't know.
Okay.
It might be a tracker, I think, as well.
Sure.
That's my second guess.
Looks like Tim's following suit.
Yeah, I
Something
think he's
very
going
stable.
zone.
Yeah.
Zone he's been throwing for his up shots.
That kind of got a little more right than what he wanted. He's going to have a couple trees in his way, but he'll still have a putt. What are you throwing here?
Then going with my spider pig.
Oink, oink, oink.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I love oink, oink, oink. And great tree cake.
Yeah, it works just fine.
Nothing like getting a pig a little straighter.
Yeah, I love that pig. Just put on a little bit of hyzer, flips up, and goes pretty straight for me. So
How many pigs do you own?
own?
Mm-hmm.
I can't count that high, but I only bag 3.
To be fair, Marwede, you can only count to 100, right?
I don't have I mean, Firebird's a different story. Pigs, I don't have that many, but I have too many as well.
Congratulations to Cody Sears on his ace for this hole.
Oh wow.
Yeah. As we see Tim actually not having too much problem with those trees in his way, he's able to kind of
Straw out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got Mitchell now cleaning up his. Does so nicely right side, but that harp sticks. Ziggy now also in a similar distance here, just needs to clean this up. Yes, sir.
Sneaks it in there. Ziggy is very nonchalantly putting together a very solid round here.
Absolutely.
And only being I think 1 stroke ahead of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 stroke. We're in a tight battle for second here now.
Absolutely. Hole 14 now, 175. What's your best play here?
I mean
Anything.
anything. Anything that's a putter. It's just so short. It's hard not to want to ace run this hole. The preferred play would be something low, just slide it up to the basket, but it's just right in front of you. So, trying to ace it. I know Ziggy's going with a nice little touch sidearm. Leaks it kind of inside though, but doesn't hit anything. So gets fortunate enough to get a circle's edge putt. And Tim also going forehand. It's hard to say it's surprising because his forehand touch is so good, but his backhand touch is also just so good that I was kind of surprised it didn't seem to be a little touchy turnover.
He actually turned that over a little bit too much. Kind of in danger of hitting an early tree, but kind of got. It's kind of hard.
Not lucky, but a little fortunate to sneak up there. Yeah.
It feels weird. It sometimes feels like when players are in the lead like this, like in just experience and stuff. It feels like sometimes when the person is in the lead like that, they just kind of get these breaks.
Sure.
And it feels like that's one of those where it's just like, I did not mean to do that, but it was going to be parked anyway.
Either way, yeah.
It just was irrelevant. You can see I think there's a bee bothering Hobie there in the camera for a second, but congratulations to Woody Haas for acing this hole.
I remember him telling me about that day. I think it was like a skip shot, I think he said, with a putter. So
I'm shocked there isn't more.
Yeah.
Oh, sneaky. Yeah, there were 43 birdies, not aces, 43 birdies on this hole.
Out of how many total people played?
I can tell you that. Man, you ask difficult questions when my internet is slow.
Looks like everyone's going to be
43
getting a birdie on this hole, though.
Out of 60. So 2/3 of the field.
Very impressive.
And there were 2 bogeys.
So. Yeah, just probably early key tree hit, kick left or right, but good confidence builder to move up to this next hole. 259 feet. I would say it plays a little bit further than that, just because the line you have to take. You could try to get a flip up, turnover backhand, but I think a lot of people are throwing a straight-ish forehand that finishes to the right on that left side of that fairway, which Ziggy will demonstrate. Almost perfectly. That is the tree to miss. That is probably the most hit tree on this hole.
I'm super proud of this hole for myself because I obviously don't have any time to practice. I took that gap.
I'm so surprised that Tim took that gap. That shot looks so tough.
I'm
sure it's not a bad play, but
I took the backhand route.
Going that way?
Yep, threw a pretty straight, stable buzz on that right side, and it was perfect. It went right by the basket, so.
Kudos to Zach.
If I ever go back, I will gain half a stroke on people and still take last place, and I'll be okay with that.
Well, this is the line.
That's the gap. That's the pro play.
Yeah, me and Ziggy were just, a couple feet just too far left. Otherwise, a similar result, but we'll have to settle with a short-ish approach shot.
Ooh.
I'm running that 100%. Yeah.
You got me all excited.
I was trying.
We already saw one throw in. Why not another?
Why not?
Got Tim here doing the same thing. You think he's giving this a run?
I feel like he shouldn't be, but he was.
He probably saw you run it and was like,
yeah,
I can do that too.
Well, the thing is, like I said, his forehand touch is so soft that even if that missed everything, it was no longer than 20 feet, which Tim's not missing a 20-footer, so.
Right. Ziggy there with a spin putt from that distance. Pretty famous for his spin putt. He can keep that thing floating for a while.
For days. Yeah, as Mitchell takes a nice little birdie to gain a stroke on the card.
Yeah, there you go.
Also turkey, so finishing strong.
Gobble, gobble. He's putting himself in a good position here, trying to keep those guys on chase card at bay. Tim just tapping in that bar. Easy peasy. As we head into hole 16, as one of our easier holes, negative 2.5 as our average here. What's the play here, Marwede?
Don't ask me. I mean, it's probably just a backhand hyzer, but you kind of have to tug it a little bit inside. Almost like a flippy fairway on a lot of hyzer that flips up. Because if you go too wide, like the hole kind of feels like it should be played, or you're hitting those outside trees.
Right.
So instead of doing exactly what I said, I go forehand flex.
Oh, so rather than taking your own caddy advice,
right,
you're just gonna throw forehand.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds right.
This
You took top 10 in the world today for disc, or this year for disc golf, so I'm not gonna question your forehand. I'm just not gonna do that.
Appreciate it. Mitchell goes a little bit inside. Did not like it, but it
misfire.
Works.
100%. He was very panicked.
This was that flippy mid-range I was talking about. It was a little too wide though, but it does get sneaky through. Yep. That'll be a birdie for sure.
Tim's just trying. Is that a Luna? Big Z? Looks like a Big Z Luna from here. Oh yeah.
Also going kind of wide. I'm kind of surprised they're not trying to tuck that tree more, but yeah, those trees I was talking about were. Anything wide, you're contending with the risk of hitting those. And
so what are you aiming for with this forehand? Oh, you're going with outside gap, turnover.
I should have threw it more flat, trusting the understability of the pig, but I just caught the...
You just say the understability of the pig.
Oh, yeah.
That's a thing?
I got some beat-up pigs.
Okay.
Get in.
Oh, what a bid.
I just caught those that low ceiling to make it kind of turn over. Otherwise, it might have flexed back a little bit. But Tim's going to try to snag the birdie with his 35-footer.
He does.
I think that's a GG.
That's a lock-in at this point with 2 to play.
Yeah. 8-stroke lead's usually pretty good.
But we have a hot race for second place right now.
Yeah, they're still. And, Ryan Anderson is still coming in hot. Strong front nine. Doing well on the back nine, of course. A couple other players on the chase card as well. So myself and Ziggy battling it out for second place. And Mitchell, I'm sure, is battling out for fourth place.
Yeah, Ryan Anderson has just finished a round at this point, and he just shot neg 4 on the back. So he's neg 9 on the day. As we head into hole 17.
They said 6 down in the front.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're correct. 10
yeah,
down.
10 down. So
my fault.
I think that's, probably top round, if not right next to it. So
yeah, so Anderson's at neg 20 sitting in the clubhouse, so Mitchell needs to birdie. Yep, to take that solo spot. And hole 17 here, we do have a Mando here on that very first tree. Mitchell's play is to just chuck it down the fairway, hopefully get a good tree kick and put it by the basket, and he went a little deep.
Yeah. That was also juiced, but hit the gap. I know Ziggy's going to go with that same little zone turnover.
Ooh.
And it was almost sneaking through, but...
He was tight to that right side. Kind of fortunate he didn't get a kick left in front of the Mando there.
Right.
And Tim
is
doing
Tim stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point, but
just what I was saying earlier, right?
Exactly.
It's a misfire. Like, tell him to take that line again. He'll never hit it, right? Not in 20 shots, 30 shots. Don't you dare.
Not too bad.
Okay, that's a makeable putt. You have to remember, too, Marwede, that as a mere mortal like myself, that's like an 80-footer. But for you, who's, 70 feet tall, that's a 15-footer.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, so you can practically just drop it in
reach
from
halfway there, yeah. Mitchell actually has a pretty open putt for being back there, but leaves it a little bit short.
Is there anyone on tour that you play with that's just like, you look at them and you go, man, he's tall? Or are you kind of like walking around like I'm the tall one?
I mean, no one's really taller than me. I think like Big Germ and I think there's probably 2 other guys that are probably my exact same height, but no one's really like 6'9" or nothing. So
okay,
yeah.
I didn't know if there's anyone just like below the radar. Didn't
well, it
get
is weird
coverage.
looking eye to eye to people. I don't really expect to do it much.
Okay.
So.
We got one last hole. Here's another 3.5er at 432 feet, par 3. What are you doing here?
Just a low forehand skip shot, I think, is the play. If you're predominantly backhand, you can do a turnover mid-range and land in the fairway. I just don't think there's any sense of getting too aggressive just because how far right it is, because it does kind of finish off to the left. So there's no way to park it unless you go over the top and try something crazy. But I think you just want to end the tournament, get your 3, and then get out of here.
Absolutely. Looks like Tim's lining up his forehand.
He's probably gonna try to take this nice and wide, one side actually, but that should be okay as long as it doesn't kick in, which it does not. So that'll be fine.
You also going for, is that a, nope, destroyer in your hand?
Yeah, I'm going for a little
Extra oomph?
extra oomph. Maybe give myself a long look.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of a dud skip though, but that's pretty ideal.
Mitchell is down a stroke, and he has a couple strokes to give.
Ferda.
So he
That
is
is a full send right there.
full yeet, and he doesn't quite get around that last tree he needs to, and so he plinkos down into the really, really bad woods.
Yeah.
That's the danger. Ziggy's just one stroke down, so he's looking to kind of match you here, see if he can make some magic happen, and maybe somehow miraculously tie you. He's going to be just a touch inside, though.
Yeah, I think he's just probably just playing for his 3, hoping I make a mistake. Otherwise, still gonna get it,
A solo third.
solo third place,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
Things are kind of locked in at this point. Mitchell pitching out a little deep over by you. He just wanted to hang out with you, I guess.
I didn't know he was down there.
Like,
See him coming up, but going through
Thumber.
got it.
Oh, was that Thumber? Yeah.
Pretty sure it's a thumber. And cameraman was not ready for that.
I'm not sure how you could be, but that worked out so good.
Plunk him in the head, and he's right there. Could be looking for his bogey there. Here's Tim's, kind of his victory lap here. He just wants to put it close.
And that is close. Well done, Tim Barham, 31 under par for
That's
his 8-tier victory.
One heck of a win.
Three
One heck of
just-
a weekend.
Yeah, 3 just amazing rounds here at the Michigan State Championships. Got myself trying to make maybe a hero last putt, 100 and some feet
Do it for the vine. I'm sorry, I'm showing my age when I say that.
for sure. But that'll be a tap in for a second place finish, so not too upset with that. Tim played amazing, very hard to catch this weekend, and
Oh my.
I think Ziggy said that was his only bogey of the tournament.
Yep, and I can probably confirm that or not. Let's take a look. Ziggy had no bogeys in round 1, no bogeys in round 2, and one
Last
bogey
hole.
in round 3.
Yeah, but overall, fantastic event for Ziggy.
Averaging well over 1,000 rated golf, 1,014.
Mitchell taps in his bogey. Also a fantastic tournament for Mitchell.
I mean, you all really played well. I mean, you set a really good pace there. But Tim was just kind of, especially in round 2, was kind of on another level.
Definitely a different level. I mean, that's just what Tim Barham can do. So congrats to him once again, your 2021 Michigan State Professional Champion. Taking a look at the top 10 standings, looks like most of the lead cards stayed in the top 5. Ryan Anderson coming in with a hot round of neg 10 to move to solo 4th. A couple other notable hot rounds, Alan Wagner, Brennan Tetloff moving up the leaderboard. But congrats to Tim Barham once again. And thank you to all of our Patreon supporters again for Crew 42. And thank you, Zach, for having me.
Yeah, of course. I always want to have you on the channel. See you guys at the next event.
Until next time.
Go buy more Marwede Firebirds.